Hello. So I just wanted to cover a little bit here. This is Don from Town Western Civic Affairs. I wanted to just do some final thoughts on how the day went here. Some really good information for many of the town boards folks that showed up today, I should say. There were, let's see, Larry Merrick, Virginia Merrick, William Ganella on the zoning board. Of course, Larry Merrick is on the town board. Virginia Merrick is on the zoning board. We had Vern Burney, who is on the zoning board, and one other person who can't place him right now. So 5 or 6 folks came out from the town of Western. I think that's probably a pretty good show. I don't know if there were that many folks from other towns that may have come out for this. I think many towns maybe have only sent 1, maybe 2 at the most. I think it's impressive to see 5 or 6 people from the town of Western show up at this training center today for this. I'm just impressed. I mean, that has to show that they're seriously considering what we've been asking for a year. Starting with Beth Martin last year about the same time, is that the town become educated to some degree on what it is they're doing. And I was talking to one of the folks in there today about how, government is really made up, local government anyways, of people that just want to serve their community. And we don't have to be educated. We don't have to have degrees. To be on a town board, we don't need to know, engineering and politics and the law. We don't need to know any of those things. It would be nice if we did, but I don't think that we have to exclude people from being a part of the community in that respect, simply because they don't have a degree in something. In 1840 or 1850, the folks that served us didn't have college degrees. They didn't have the kinds of backgrounds that many folks today have, multifaceted backgrounds. And they didn't have the years of experience to put into that as well. For those folks, it was by the seat of your pants, get up and serve your town or your village. And honestly, I think that should be an option for many small towns, any town today. That anybody in the town can serve the people of that town if they have the desire and the heart to do that and the time to do that. So, yeah, we were talking about that. Being on a board for 20 years, is that giving other members of the community a chance to serve in that capacity or in any other capacity for that matter? I don't know, it's a toss-up. Do you want to have an attorney, 4 attorneys on the town board, and then have a town attorney and a town supervisor and a highway supervisor? Or do you want people like yourselves to be a part of that board? The same with the zoning board, the same with the planning board, the same with the ethics board. Those boards are made up of people of the community. They're appointed. Those positions are appointed. So, do you have to be a real estate person to be on the zoning or on the planning board? You shouldn't be. You should just be able to be a person. I don't know if Vern Burney, who was the last guy that was appointed to the zoning board, I don't think he's been on the zoning board before, and that's fine. He's in there. He was at the training today. That just is amazing. That is so neat to see somebody from the community step into a board go to the training within 3 months, and he's out there doing the public's business for the public, and hopefully doing that with the public in mind, because that's who he's serving. But anyone that does that is really helping the community. So one of the neat things in this last session that came up was someone talking about the records, what a record is, and whatever. And somebody said, well, do I have to get this this government record or this approved paperwork or whatever it is out to the people for them to see? And she goes, I really don't know what you mean. It's a document. It's a public document. And I kind of sat there and I said, so everything that comes before a town board at a town board meeting is a document. And as a document, unless it needs redaction, it should be available for the public. And that's basically what this person from the Committee on Open Government, let me get her name. That's basically what she was saying today. Kristen O'Neill with New York State Committee on Open Government. She's an attorney, and she basically said documents are documents, documents are public documents. So when you're having a board meeting, or you're having a zoning board meeting, or you're having a planning board meeting, and you're discussing documents, her point was the public has a right to follow along with what you're talking about. And if they don't have the documentation in front of them that you're looking at, well, that's just unfair. So as a public document, the public should be able to follow along with that public document. And in order to do that, the board would either need to make those available at the meeting, but the law states 24 hours minimum in advance of the meeting. So that includes highway superintendent's reports, 24 hours before the meeting, available online for the public to review before the meeting and or at the meeting. They can print up their own copies and bring them with them and follow along at the meeting. How about the supervisor's reports? Right now, we sit in a town board meeting. They read through moving money, the count balances. We would have to write all that down. We don't have time to write that down as they're speaking fluently these things one after another. They really should make that supervisor's report available online 24 hours in advance for the people to be able to review, to print out if they'd like, to bring it to the meeting, or to follow along, online via Zooming if the town does it, or via Town of Western Civic Affairs. So any way you look at it, that Kristen did not step down from the fact that if it's a document, it's going to be discussed at a meeting, it needs to be available to the public 24 hours in advance. Now, I saw Larry jotting some things down. Whether Larry Merrick is going to take this back and actually implement those procedures, knowing that he was here, I was here, I agree with that. If he doesn't agree with that, it's still the law. So, I don't know where to go with that. All I know is that's what took place. We're both in the same meeting. We heard the same thing. Let's see what happens in the future. That was extremely positive to see the attorney spelling that out. Basically what we've been saying for going on 9 months now, that those documents have to be available for the people. Information for the people is the future. And this town board can look the other way, but if they look the other way and they get run over by the information bus, that's not going to be good for them. So I think that's it for today's training sessions here. I stopped in at the table and got a certificate, and Maybe if I'm ever on a planning board or a zoning board or a town board or any kind of board, maybe that'll come into play and it'll be my 4 hours, but I would like more than that if I'm going to serve the people of Western. So thank you so much for joining us today, the 133rd annual. Well, let's get the title, because I want to have it here right for you. 2024 Local Government Conference by Tug Hill Commission. So we'll let you go. Thank you for joining us here, Town of Western Civic Affairs Commentary. I will say that there were a bunch of people in there that wanted to get access to these recordings so that they could play them or allow the folks on their boards to actually see the meetings that I attended today. That's going to be out on the Town of Western website, Ansville, Lee Center, Ava, Floyd, Town of Western, Town of Floyd, Town of Ansville, Civic Affairs pages. So if your town wasn't able to send someone out to these courses today, the 4 courses that we attended are going to be available online. Well, they already are, because they were live streamed. And hopefully the audio was good enough that everybody could hear those. So the courses we went through again, course number 1, Zoning Board of Appeals Basic. Number 2, Hot Topic for Court Clerks. Ethics for Planning and Zoning Boards. And the Open Meetings Law, an overview and an update. Okay, Town of Western Civics, we're here for you. Okay, have a good night.